You guys see all these parts? We got a whole bunch of parts for the YZ250F. We got carb rebuild kit stuff. We got a whole bunch of stuff for the mini bike up here. Finally, I ordered a little bit of stuff for it. I got oil. I got filters for the YZ250F. We got a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just been sitting here for a little while. I had to make a couple videos to get everything going. But if you guys haven't already, check out the ultrasonic cleaner where I cleaned the carb for this YZ250F. It came out absolutely amazing. Now we got the carb rebuild kit. We got a whole bunch of lines and stuff. I'm going to go over that here a little later. And we're finally going to put this thing together and see if it'll run. So let's get into it. Alright, so we got 2 towels set up here for the rebuild of the carb. I'm going to spread all the new pieces out and put them on this these towels here and just get to building this carb back together. I'd like to get the top put together first, and I like to move on to the bottom, install all the jets and the float and all that stuff. Over here is where I tore apart the actual carb, and here's all the old pieces right here. They're kind of all scattered around. This is just going to be for reference. I'm going to need this slide, I'm going to need the float, you know, I'm going to need the boot right here. So I mean, I'm going to use most of these pieces, but I am going to put in the new jets. I actually might keep these jets and just reuse these jets, and then later on, if I still can't get it to run, I might just replace it with them new jets. But I might just go with the normal stuff here. I got a new fuel and air mixture screw where you can adjust it on the fly, and just definitely going to be using some new float bowl screws because some of them are actually stripped. So yeah, let's get to tearing into this carb rebuild kit, and let's get to putting this thing back together and getting this freaking thing running because I'm tired of it just sitting here all torn apart. I don't like looking at it. Alright, so I went on a Motorsport, and I've got this these different colored lines for the fuel or for the carburetor. So I got in red because I'd like to have the blue bike with the red lines and red unbreakable levers here later. So these are the free flow hose, and yeah, I got the red. You can get a whole bunch of different colors, so we got that. And then I went with the all balls rebuild kit. So here's like the let me see what this is even called. This is the pump rebuild kit. I forgot what that whole thing was called. We had the pump rebuild kit, and then I got that fuel air mixture screw. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but I got that on the fly fuel air mixture screw. And then here's the actual carb rebuild kit. So it comes with all your gaskets, jets, screws for the upper and lower bowl and the lid. So yeah, we're going to start tearing this stuff apart. And like I said, I want to start with the top of the motor first. So hopefully in this, you've got the gasket and you've got the screws to put that on and get the slide back together. All right, so we're going to start with just assembling the slide here. So with this is a little cover on the back side, and what this is going to do is go down into the top of the carb here. You're going to want to flick this up. I actually got to remember how this even went in there because I'm pretty sure it's slid in there like that maybe. Yep, just like that. And then looking at our needles here, they are the exact same. So I am going to change this out because this one's got a whole bunch of corrosion stuff on the bottom of it and didn't come off in the ultrasonic cleaner. So I'm going to change it out for this new one here. I'm going to find the C-clip that it comes with, or just probably use this one off this here. It doesn't even look like it comes with one. So I'm going to use it off of here and pop it off, then put on the new one. This one is set at the second to last notch at the bottom. So you got all these little notches, and this is the second to last one. So yeah, let me get this popped off, put on the new needle, and slide that down into the slide. All right, we got it on the new needle here. I'm going to slide it down nice and easy. There we go. Got that drop down in here. We're going to use this screw and spring to replace that. If you guys can see, the needle is right down in there. We're going to use this screw. It's got a hex head on the top, so let's get that down in there and get that tightened up. Alright, we're getting that tightened down. I'm just going to use this pliers just to give it a little snug. There we go. That's all good. Next is this screw that goes onto the slide housing on the top. That's just a Phillips. Alright, so let's get that Phillips tightened down. Normally this is kind of hard to get out because it does have Loctite on it, so you just got to make sure you don't strip the threads and make sure you put enough force on there, but not too much to break anything. But yeah, that's going to go in there. I did have to pull this slide up just a little bit to make it line up. That's why I was having some difficulties. But yeah, we got the hex head in there for the needle. We got the Phillips in there for your throttle. And I'm going to put on here a couple other exterior accessories for the carb. I got to go back over to the other workbench and get those. All right, so I don't know exactly what this is, but It is some sort of electronic for the carb. So we're going to put that on here, get it seated, line it up with the screw, and get this thing tightened down. Now it can move back and forth. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm just going to go hopefully to where it was, which is right about there, because I'm just going for the dust line where it was at, and I'm going to tighten it back down. This is a T25 hex head. Just get it snug. You don't got a reef on it. That one's tight. And then next we're going to go on to the idle. This is going to be your idle screw, and we're going to shoot it up in here. When I took this off, I counted 9 threads poking out, so hopefully there's enough, and hopefully I got everything set up still in the right order. So you can see it kind of coming up through the top there. I'm actually going to kind of unscrew it here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and let me see here. I got to count it to make sure. All right, we've got 9 threads showing, so hopefully that was the right way to do that. If not, I can always adjust it. And then last exterior accessory here is going to be your choke. So I'm going to slide that in. There is a spring on there, so you want to just make sure this plastic nut gets threaded on correctly and does not get stripped out, because that will not be a very good day. There it goes. I'm pretty sure this is a 14 millimeter. So I'm going to go get a wrench and tighten this up the rest of the way. Alright, snug these hex heads down. It looked like everything was in the proper position. Just get that one cinched down a little bit. Tighten your other one down here. Make the gasket seal. You don't got to get them too tight, just snug, because that gasket will make everything seal properly. And there's the top assembled. Easy enough. I'm going to flip it around here so we have something to actually set it on now. I guess let's start with all the jets. So we're going to put all the emulsion tubes together and the jets, make sure everything works, is all functioning properly. Now all these old jets right here came out of something, so they got to go back in somewhere. So I'm going to just start out with the main guy here. Alright, so I kind of had to go back and look at my picture again, just because I want to make sure I have the right jets in there. So we've got this jet we've got to tighten down. If they don't go, don't force them. And then let me pull this one back out real quick. I'm going to set this down. We're going to put the plastic cover on here and put the main emulsion tube in. There's that. I'll cinch that down later. And that's going to hold all that in there. So I'm going to come over to the side here, and we're going to get this long jet that goes in the side right there. Alright, there's that, and we've got one more little one, and I'm pretty sure that goes down here in the bowl, which it does right here. Last one on the bowl. It's going to be the main drain bolt. That's going to be a hex head as well. We actually did get 2 screws for the top of the carb. They're Phillips though, but I'm not going to use them. I'm still going to use the hex head. I'd rather use the hex head than the Phillips. I hate Phillips and I hate flat got our float. Let's take out the needle. Let's line this up. Slide that in there. Here's a pin. Our float is in. Alright, I'm going to rebuild the pump here. So I've got it all set up right here. As you guys can see, I got the 3 bolts. I got the little flange, and I got the gasket, or the cap, and then there's the other gasket that it comes with. So I was wondering what these were, and that's what that's for. And then I already put this in there. So that's already good. We can just put that with the actual kit now. I'm going to pull, let me see if I can get this one out with these needle nose. That. Alright, there are those. Both the gaskets. This is going to be kind of tough. You got to kind of line this up to make sure it all goes in there, right? And it already fell. Screws in, let's tighten this sucker down. See it in place. I don't know if you can, but I definitely can. Alright, bowl is all set. It sucks that there's always a dryer in there, but it's not coming off, so I'm just going to stay in there. So I'm going to put this on the bottom of the bowl here. Seated. Get the new screws. I wish these were hex heads. I might go and later on change these out for hex heads just because I don't like these Phillips in there. And after this we can get the fuel and air mixture screw and get that sucker sent to the moon. That's pretty much it. Everything works as it should. Alright, so here's your fuel and air mixture screw. You got the spring, and you got your little washer, and then you've got your little O-ring here. So I'm going to seat this all the way down to the bottom really gently. I'm going to go 1 3/4 of the turnout, and then once you get the bike actually started, you can go from there and tune it. But yeah, most of the time you can do 1 3/4 and seat it from there. So we have everything separated. The only thing we didn't open is that fuel and air mixture screw. Now it's time to put on our brand new fuel lines to the carburetor. So we're going to install these suckers, go back on our pictures that we took and see how everything was ran, and get these suckers on here and get it installed back on the bike. Alright, I think that was the absolute worst time I've ever had with fuel lines like this before, so I finally got everything ran. Literally all you got to do if you forgot how they were run before is just go back and make sure you took pictures and then see how they ran around the carb. So this is as best as I'm going to get. I'm using this as a protector on the corner there, and then some of them aren't like pushed in all the way, but these things aren't going anywhere. I can barely even get them on the actual valve there. So yeah, these things are fine. I'm definitely just going to kind of tighten all the screws up to make sure everything's tight, and since these are on, I'm going to put them back on the bike, and hopefully this bike will fire. Alright fellas, moment of truth here. This is going to be hopefully, I say hopefully this sucker fires. We got the gas tank on. We got the gas line hooked up. We're going to let some fuel flow. We're going to look for leaks. We're praying there's no leaks. I don't see any. That is a good sign. Alright, I'm going to pull the choke out, and this sucker hasn't been touched in like over 2 weeks. Alright, moment of truth here. If I can even kick. Alright, we're going to throw in a little bit of starting fluid. Alright, we got it to actually run and kind of idle, so that's a good thing. We did something. I don't know if we got to turn up the idle or what, but it's running. We got it to start. We have no leaks. So I got to kind of tune the carburetor, like I said. You might have to adjust your fuel and air mixture screw. We have it set to 1 3/4. So I'm going to check the oil to make sure we got enough oil. And other than that, yeah, I'm going to just kind of adjust the carb and see what's going on. So, alright, so if you guys remember the last time, I only put like a half a quart. That's all I had for this CR stuff that I had. So this is what I got for Yamaha. This is just the SA10W40 engine oil for all motorsports. So we're going to put another half a quart in, and that should, because just on our dipstick, it's showing just like it's just touching the end of the dipstick. So we're just going to get in between that line so we know we got oil in there. And once we get this running and stuff, we're going to do an oil change and everything and get a new filter in there. But for now, I just want to get oil in there and make sure there's enough oil in there and everything's getting all lubed up correctly. Drink up, old son. Alright, I adjusted the throttle just a little bit for the idle screw. I tightened it up just a little bit, so let's see if that does anything for it. time I push the choke in, it just dies. Alright guys, so we're having troubles with the glowing red exhaust and backfire. So what that tells me is it's obviously running lean. I cleaned the carburetor. I don't know what else to do with that, so I'm going to have to do some research and figure out like jetting or something like that. And then the backfire, I don't really know what that is. If it's like valve clearance, whatever, I have no idea. So I'm going to have to dig into the bike, do a lot of research, figure out what's going on. Yeah, go from there, because I've pretty much done everything I know, so I guess I just got to see what everybody else recommends. But other than that, stick around. We got another video coming for you next Sunday. I mean, it's just a long, tedious process. We got to figure out what's going on. This is what happens when you buy used bikes that have been sitting, or they lie to you. So obviously it runs, though. It is running. So we are getting it to actually run. So we know it has good compression and everything too. So we know it's not any kind of like compression issue or like hopefully top end issue or anything like that. So other than that, guys, if you guys are enjoying these videos, like and subscribe. Definitely give me a like. It'll help me out. And then just starting out, it kind of gets my videos out there for everybody else to see. And if you guys have any like questions or any comments to like help me out with the bike, or you guys know of any issues that you guys have had in the past, please let me know and comment down below, because it will help me out greatly, because I don't really know what else to check for. So other than that, guys, give me a follow, and I will see you guys on the next video. Alrighty, catch you later.